Most revered Param Pujniya Shri Sudarshan Ji, President of Vigyan Bharati, respected Dr. Vasu, and distinguished members of this august audience, friends in the media. Well, we shall all be having the privilege to hear Manya Sudarshan Ji, and I will not like to become an obstacle between you and him. First of all, I would like to congratulate the organizers, particularly Vigyan Bharati, and I was told that there are about 24 allied organizations, including the Pune University and Ayush Department and so many others, who have organized this grand function, grand congress. I had attended the first congress in Trivandrum also, and I had seen the overwhelming response there also. That itself is an indicator of the fact that Ayurveda is becoming extremely popular, and it is certainly the medical science of the 21st century. Well, friends, I am basically a doctor of the modern system of medicine, a practicing ENT surgeon for last 23 to 24 years. But I had the chance to understand the health problems of this country while I was the health minister of Delhi for 5 years. And I feel so sorry that even after 58 years of independence in this country, world-class health care is available to only a handful of persons in this country. Most of the people in this country are still deprived of the basic primary health care. There may be many reasons, but the most obvious reason appears to be the basic fact that governments after governments have given too much of importance to the modern system of medicine, which is too expensive, and with each technological advancement, it becomes a little more distant dream for a normal man to be able to afford it. And this is unfortunately happening in a country like India, which can boast to the whole world of having given to the world a medical science which we call as Ayurveda, which has been there since ages, since the time of the Vedas, which is supposed to be created by Lord Brahma in heaven, who gave it to Daksha Prajapati, and then people say it was given to the physicians of God, Ashwani Kumar, then to Indra Devta, and then when there were so many diseases prevailing on this earth, then we had this whole science being delivered by Indra to Atreya, and then to so many others like Dhanvantri, etc. And we have the creation of these Charak Samhita, and then given to Shushrut, a long history. And if we go much deeper into this history of this great science, which not only talks of curative, but it has the potential to provide the best possible preventive health care and the best possible potential of providing strong, positive health attitudes to the society, and the potential to ensure Jivet Sharat Shatam, that is, everyone can live up to 100 years without the help of doctors or physicians or medicines or nursing homes and hospitals. If we go into the history, we will find that this great science which is prevalent in India from the time of the Vedas, most of the literature was available in Sanskrit language. And sometimes in the 9th century, this whole literature was translated in Arabic language by the order of the Khalifa of Baghdad, because he wanted Baghdad to become the most advanced center of learning. And that is how this medical science got transferred to the Arabic world. And when we go further into the history, we find that the Europeans in the 17th century, they got all these Arabic translations translated into European languages, and that is how this basic medical science has come to Europe. And now this, with lot of modifications over the last few hundred years, is now maybe present to us in another form which we call as modern medicine. But it is only the Ayurveda which has the potential of being able to take care of intractable diseases, chronic diseases, diseases which cannot be taken care of by modern medicine, and cure without side effects and so many other things. I have to only place on record, since for the last 8 years or so I have been working for the World Health Organization also, that in the last 10 years or so, or maybe a little more than that, maximum papers that have been published in the arena of World Health Organization to deal with the issue of health and to ensure that the vision and goal for health for all is achieved, at least 21st century, if at all it has not been achieved by the year 2000. They have been to promote and advocate that alternate systems of medicine, and particularly the systems of medicine originating from India like Ayurveda and the allied things like Siddha, etc., yoga, they are all propagated in a big way to the whole world. On 1st November 1999, the biggest and the most advanced research center of World Health Organization, which is located in Kobe, Japan, they had organized a 3-day meeting. And the subject of the meeting was that since World Health Organization found that in spite of their best efforts, health systems in most of the countries were in a state of turmoil, and people were not able to get the desired results on the health front. The year 2000 was approaching. What should be done for the 21st century? So they invited about 125 people from the whole world, which included people from the social world, from the political world, ministers, educationists, vice chancellors, so many people who had done something for the field of health, or who had the potential to do something. And for 3 days there were thorough deliberations. The subject was health and welfare systems development for the 21st century. And after 3 days of deliberation, lot of recommendations came out of that very prestigious conference, which were circulated to the whole world, all the more than 200 countries of the world through the headquarters of World Health Organization. But one of the significant recommendation that may be relevant to this conference and the subject that we find here, Ayurveda for the future, was that if the world has to achieve the goal for health for all, in the future, it has to ensure that the alternate systems of medicine, and particularly Ayurveda and the Patanjali Yoga of India, they are advocated and propagated in the whole world in a big way. The group of 125 people who had assembled from the whole world, they had no hesitation in recommending that probably in the 21st century, Patanjali Yoga has the strongest potential of producing the maximum healer energy for alleviating the sufferings of the people in the field of health. This came from the most prestigious center. And you will be pleased to know that right now Ayurveda, the White House in America has formed a commission. And this commission is looking into ensuring how in America they can recognize and propagate and allow systems like Ayurveda and other alternate systems of medicine to be easily available to the Americans, and how people can have easy access to them, and how they can be propagated, and how they can be made social movements in America. This is something which is being researched by a commission appointed by the White House. And countries like, we had a delegate from Australia, we met just now, but we know that countries like Australia, England, Germany, America, most of the countries in the Southeast Asia region, Indonesia, whether it is Thailand, so many countries have taken up Ayurveda as a health system to be propagated in a big way, and they are even thinking of making it as #1 system of medical care which has the potential to deliver the goods. And I feel that efforts of people like Dr. Vasu and his team and the Vigyan Bharati and other organizations in this direction, it is for the governments also to wake up and not only provide simply lip sympathy to the cause of Ayurveda, because if we have to ensure health for all for India and create a model for the rest of the world, Ayurveda is no doubt the medical science of the future, and it will certainly ensure, and it will also become a tool for India to become a world power. Vishwa Guru, which has been the forecast of all the astrologers all over the world, that by the year 2011 we are going to become a Vishwa Guru. And recently I read an article of some American agency where they said that India has the potential to become a Vishwa Guru by the year 2015 to 2020. And I think this Ayurveda medical science has a great potential of exporting our ideals, our thoughts, and of course, because this is not only medicine, this is a way of life, and this is an ideal way of life, which if practiced can certainly ensure good health, make better citizens committed for the cause of the nation and the society. With these few words, I thank the organizers for inviting me and giving me the privilege of enjoying the great lecture of Sudarshanji that we will have, because we had a lot of opportunities to enjoy his lectures, but to be able to hear something from him exclusively about Ayurveda, I am sure this will be a great privilege for all of us. Thank you so much.